Blue and Green Spaces, presented by architect Prudencio Sumera Jr. and presented to architect Irene G. Florendo. As humans, it is believed that we have an innate tendency to connect with nature. This phenomenon is known as biophilia, which literally means love of life or living systems. Natural environments and accessible green and blue spaces play a direct and indirect role in health and well-being. They can mitigate climate change impacts and lower the risk of disasters, as well as support active recreation. They provide a place to relax and leave daily stress behind for a while. Recent studies have shown that being able to spend time in nature is something that communities experiencing COVID-19 lockdowns have particularly missed. Although it has long been understood that green and blue spaces play an important role in addressing both human and ecosystem health, it has only been in recent times that these relationships have been specifically investigated. This has become even more important within the context of needing to adapt planning and land use to several social and environmental challenges, such as urban deprivation, biodiversity loss, pollution, and climate change. Benefits of urban biodiversity: combat climate change. Incorporating more green and blue spaces into our cities is a vital element to combat climate change. Urban areas are comprised of hardscaped areas and high-rises that absorb heat and restrict the flow of air through the city. Coupled with high emissions of greenhouse gases, a microclimate is created in cities, making them hotter than surrounding rural areas. This is known as the heat island effect. Increasing green spaces in cities is an effective way to cool air temperature and combat urban heat island effect. Strategic placement of trees in urban areas can actually cool the air by 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Improved air and water quality. Adding more greenery into our cities is an effective way to naturally improve air quality. Through the process of photosynthesis, plants absorb atmospheric carbon dioxide and convert it into oxygen, which is then released into the air. In fact, just one tree can absorb 150 kilograms of carbon dioxide per year. And it's not just air quality that's improved by plants. Trees play a key role in regulating water flow and purifying our water sources. They act as natural filters, catching rainwater as it falls and then helping it soak into the soil and make land more fertile. Enhanced biodiversity. The proportion of the planet characterized as urban is set to triple between 2000 and 2030. As we increase the size of our built environment, unfortunately many plants and animals lose their natural habitat. Green spaces in our cities act as a haven for biodiversity to thrive. Parks, trees, green roof, and plants can all provide food and shelter to numerous species, keeping our urban ecosystem rich and varied. Support health and well-being. Spending more time in nature is proven to have a positive effect on our mental and physical health. Research shows that city dwellers have a 20% higher chance of suffering from anxiety. Green spaces can act a much-needed escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. That's why urban planners are finding ways to incorporate more greenery into city planning and design. Biophilic design principles are based on mimicking natural elements to deliver their calming and restorative effect. Increased economic benefits. Apart from the social and environmental benefits, improving urban biodiversity can also offer economic benefits for city dwellers. For building owners, green landscaping can increase their property value by 20%. Furthermore, shoppers have indicated that they would be willing to spend up to 12% for products in areas with attractive green landscaping. For occupants, the shading provided by just 4 trees can save 25% of energy needed to cool a building. How to reimagine our cities as hubs for biodiversity conservation and climate resilience. Singapore has applied nature-based solutions to achieve climate, ecological, and social resilience with innovative modern technology. This paradigm shift focuses on restoring nature in the city to make it both more livable and sustainable. Conserving urban biodiversity is an important component of such efforts, as well as for ensuring people's overall well-being. It can be achieved by conserving, creating, restoring, and enhancing a diverse spectrum of ecosystems within the city and connecting them with ecological corridors. Regulations, policies, and actions in a city can effectively tackle this issue. Cities can contribute to significantly to reduce biodiversity loss through land use policies while providing a healthier and more resilient lifestyle to its inhabitants. Nature reserves, urban parks, and green areas by definition contribute to maintaining natural wildlife within cities' borders as well as providing physical and mental health benefits for city dwellers. Urban biodiversity keeps cities green, sustainable, and livable. The Roseros Forest Park in Manila and the Ninoy Aquino Parks and Wildlife Center in Quezon City are home to a variety of plants and animals. In defending the environment, then Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso's first act as Manila's chief executive was to save what is considered the last lung of the capital city, the Roseros Forest Park on Antonio Villegas Street in Ermita. Among Manila's remaining green spaces, the 2.2-hectare Riverside Park is home to over 3,000 trees belonging to 61 different species, 8,000 ornamental plants, and various birds, bees, and butterflies that keep the now permanent forest park alive. Part of the DNR's Urban Biodiversity Program is Trees in the City, which is being implemented through its partnership with national government agencies and local government units. The DNR's Biodiversity Management Bureau will focus on strengthening the protection of the country's protected areas and national parks that serve as important ecosystems and home to the country's endemic and endangered plants and animal species. DNR pointed out that developing biodiversity-friendly cities is cross-linked to sustainable urban development and well-being, and that building sustainable cities that address critical needs while conserving nature is an important approach for achieving sustainability. A biodiversity-friendly urban development needs to use biodiversity and ecosystem services in the overall adaptation and mitigation strategies, promote the maintenance of natural areas, mainstream biodiversity into the development sector, and plans, develop green and blue spaces, apply and promote green infrastructure, and enhance habitat and restore urban ecosystems. As we move towards creating safer and sustainable cities that put the health of human life first, it is evident that increasing urban biodiversity is an important factor. Fortunately, there are many ways we can increase biodiversity in our cities, from planting trees and incorporating green roof to constructing parks. City planners, governments, and architects have the ability to exercise diverse choices and pick what that best suits the city's function and inhabitants. Looking beyond the health sector, we hope this work will support policymakers responsible for planning, maintenance, and protection of green and blue spaces, both at national and local levels. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres recently noted that COVID-19 has presented us with an opportunity to use the recovery to build back better. Following this call, the WHO Manifesto for a Healthy Recovery for COVID-19 was published. Two relevant goals prescribed within the manifesto are to protect nature as the source of human health and to build healthy, livable cities. Through further research and disseminating a better understanding, we may encourage taking a holistic path, acknowledging the role that nature plays in providing a wide range of health and well-being benefits. Here are the references. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day and God bless everyone.